My final chapter, Love and the Moment, goes beyond childhood and parenting and offers some notions about life itself in all its complicated glory. This. Once one is alerted to the extraordinary in the ordinary, the world becomes a magical, intensely significant place. You do not have to be an artist to become aware of the surprising beauty of everyday reality. Once your eyes have been opened to this quotidien extraordinaire, a bountiful, consoling world awaits you. Ordinary things are more valuable than extraordinary things. Nay, they are more extraordinary, says G.K. Chesterton. Consider the Bundina ferry, that valiant little ship that regularly plies the waters between Cronulla and Bundina. The Bundina ferry is a piece of magic right there present before our eyes, to be viewed easily and often any day of the week. What is it about the Bundina ferry that makes it so brave, meaningful and appealing? It is a snub-nosed little wooden boat, badly but thoroughly painted in white, bilious shiny yellow and creamy green. It docks into the wharf at Bundina where the bollards are smothered in a pale grey that obliterates splintery, rotten and worn wood alike. The Cronulla is an incredibly sweet craft. It suggests adventure, blithe courage and Toad's caravan. Day after day it pits its little man-made plump girth and bright colours against the rolling waves, the currents and the wind. At times the crossing can be very rough. I tell you, her nose went into the swell, mate. The Bundina ferry has an animal-like quality of patience and resilience that quite simply makes you love it. Why isn't the ferry of Bundina a national treasure? Why isn't it greeted and farewelled, patted for good luck, depicted in painting and song? How is it that passengers can embark and disembark so phlegmatically? Why doesn't everybody ask for and cherish the ticket imprinted with a tiny image of the ferry? Christmas 2000 and the summer king tides were challenging the Cronulla as it made its way to the Bundina wharf. Giulia, Brett, Orlando and Sophia were watching the little boat's heaving progress from the headland at Gunya Beach. Giulia: "It looks like a sultana sinking into a cake." Sophia: "It reminds me of Bella's fat bum." Orlando: "I think it looks like a weevil." Brett: "It's a tea shop in Shropshire. I'll take you there." Every place on earth has its present and available thisness. Everyone can supply an individual catalogue. For Giulia, a selection would include Kensington, with its prospect of the monastery on the hill, Bury, green hills, thick trailing mist and amoebic lichens, the countryside around Camden with its giant, steel, upside-down jesters, and, on quiet nights, the moaning of the cows by the river, the garden of the Camden house, its 50-year-old maples with their tortured trunks, and in late summer, crisp, burnt leaves looking like barbecued baby octopus. Coogee with its sand and stone, its sad awnings, salt-bleached air, its pleasure dome, and the stalwart crumble of Wedding Cake Island. It moves on a platter of ever-changing sea. The colour of objects offers a vivid instance of particularity, every shade of every colour having its own specific nature and suggestiveness. G.K. Chesterton again. Every colour has in it a bold quality as of choice. To be enamoured of colour is to savour the astonishing variety of the world's beauty. Pearl white, the actual whiteness that pearls have, the yellow of unsalted butter, the aquamarine of shallow tropical seas, the pink grey of a dog's tummy, the grey pink of a 60s bathroom, and so on and on. Nature demands that we engage with it. You can walk unthinking through a park twice a day for 15 years, but sooner or later, the curve of a branch will break through your abstraction, or the carolling of a magpie, the shape of some gravel that you are idly scuffing. Surfing can provide an isthmus to nature, so can pets, and so can children. Such realizations of being one with nature come unbidden and can be overwhelming. The Australian landscape is an especially advanced project for identification for those who have come here from faraway Europe. It resists. It is often harsh and unruly, and yet you know you are getting somewhere when not only the delectable coast, the earth colours of the desert, the light or the big sky speak to you, but when, in addition, the variety of the eucalyptus begins to reveal itself. The skeins of bark like peeling skin, the human elbows, breasts and hips, or when you can bend to caress the common sticks and stones of the bush. For focus on this present, it is hard to go past the cicada. The cicada stays dormant in the ground for 7 years and then lives for no more than 4 weeks, sometimes only a few days. It sings its heart out with no reservation whatsoever, and then it dies. As a Japanese haiku has it, nothing intimates in the voice of the cicada how soon it will die. The kookaburra is another heartfelt creature. Its infectious laughter may start as a chuckle or as a succession of ruminative ooh-ah, but then it will rise in pitch and purpose to a full-throated, utterly abandoned laugh that frequently finds partners in the joke, resounds mockingly through the air, and will then finally subside, though not without occasional helpless reprises of mirth. Even an imperfect practice of living in this here and now tends to have a number of powerful and useful consequences. Difficulties can be overcome one step at a time, piano piano, the only way they can ever be overcome. Mindfulness increases the savour of each individual experience. Concentration on what is immediately present increases sensitivity to other people. One truly listens. Mindfulness improves memory quite dramatically, as much of forgetting is sheer inattention in the first place. Living in the moment means that one is more aware of danger and the possibility of accident. Concentration on the present moment leads also to the discovery of what already exists, as the clear depth of a lake is there before any surface turbulence and can be seen once the turbulence abates. The chattering of those voices in the head silenced for once, we can hear and see clearly, undistracted by longing and fear. Be still and, by that means, know that I am God. Being fully within what Antigone Kefala has called this every day our only thing means that we can see one moment as all moments. This is the lifeblood, the sap of haiku. The poem is about something and thereby about all thing. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Most importantly, living in the moment means that as one's life is a succession of moments, one does actually live it fully for as long as it lasts. Even the longest life is brief and made up of instants which, once gone, can never come again. For both child and parent, childhood has a precious brevity, the laughs, the panics, the good times and the bad. Wishing away time is particularly perverse, because not only is life very brief, but the process of the wishing renders the time of one's life a pale, bloodless skeleton in the wind.